Have you ever met two people with the exact same zodiac sign who turned out to be completely different in a relationship? Maybe you're a Leo who gets along great with one Aquarius, but butts heads constantly with another. So what's going on? If you've ever searched, why doesn't zodiac compatibility make sense? Here's the simple answer. Your sun sign is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Real compatibility depends on your whole birth chart, not just the sign you read in your horoscope app. Let's break down why that is and what you should actually be looking at. First, a quick refresher. Your sun sign is based on your birth date, and it represents your core identity, your ego, and the general theme of who you're becoming. When people ask, "What's your sign?" they're asking about your sun. It's a great starting point for understanding someone. It's just not the finish line. Here's why. At the moment you were born, every planet in the solar system was sitting in a specific zodiac sign. The sun was in one sign, but the moon was somewhere else. Venus was somewhere else. Mars, somewhere else again. Your birth chart is basically a snapshot of where all of these planets were, and each one influences a different part of your personality. So when we talk about compatibility, comparing only sun signs is a little like judging a whole book by its front cover. It tells you something, it just doesn't tell you the plot. Let's talk about the planets that matter most in relationships, starting with the moon. In astrology, the moon represents your emotional world. It's how you process feelings, what makes you feel safe, and what you need to feel emotionally at home with someone. Two people can have very compatible sun signs, but clashing moon signs, and that often shows up as, "I don't understand why we keep miscommunicating about feelings." Someone with their moon in an emotionally expressive sign might want to talk things through immediately after an argument. Someone with their moon in a more private or reserved sign might need quiet time to process first. Neither approach is wrong, but if neither person understands the difference, it can create friction that has nothing to do with their sun signs at all. Next is Venus, the planet of love, affection, and values. Venus describes how you like to give and receive love, what you find attractive, and what you need to feel appreciated. One person's Venus might express love through thoughtful words and quality conversation. Another person's Venus might express love through actions, like remembering small details or showing up when it matters. When two people's Venus styles are different, it's not necessarily bad. It just means love might need a little translating. Then there's Mars, the planet of drive, passion, and how we handle conflict. Mars shows up in how someone argues, how directly they pursue what they want, and their general energy level in a relationship. Some Mars placements are blunt and quick to address a problem head-on. Others prefer to cool off before discussing anything. When two people understand each other's Mars style, conflict tends to feel more manageable because they're not accidentally reading the other person's normal reaction as a red flag. And we can't forget the rising sign, also called the ascendant. This is determined by the exact time and place you were born, and it represents the personality you lead with, the first impression you give, and how you naturally approach new situations and new people. Two people can have wonderful sun sign compatibility, but if their rising signs approach life at completely different speeds, one cautious and slow to open up, the other spontaneous and quick to dive in, that can shape the early stages of a relationship more than their sun signs ever could. So when someone says, "My sign isn't compatible with theirs, so we're doomed," that's actually a common misunderstanding. Sun sign compatibility charts are a fun, simplified starting point, almost like a horoscope preview. They're not a verdict on any specific relationship. Two sun signs that are traditionally considered a challenging match can absolutely build a wonderful relationship, especially if their moon, Venus, Mars, and rising signs align in supportive ways. And two sun signs that are considered a classic match can still struggle if other parts of their charts don't mesh well, or if they simply make different choices about communication and effort. This is really the heart of it. Astrology can offer insight and self-awareness. It's not a guarantee of success or failure. Two compatible charts don't replace communication, respect, or effort. And two challenging charts don't automatically mean a relationship can't work. Real relationships are shaped by real choices, not just planetary placements. So how do you actually look beyond your sun sign? You'll need a full birth chart, which requires 3 pieces of information: your birth date, your birth time, and your birth location. The date and location help place most of the planets accurately, but your birth time is especially important if you want to know your rising sign, along with the layout of your houses, which are the 12 life areas your birth chart is divided into. Even being off by a little on your birth time can shift your rising sign. So if you don't know your exact time, check your birth certificate or ask a family member, since that detail makes a real difference. Once you have an accurate chart, you can look up where your moon, Venus, and Mars fall and compare them with someone else's. You don't need to be an expert to start noticing patterns. You just need the right information. So here's the real takeaway. Your sun sign says a lot about who you are, but compatibility is shaped by many placements working together, especially the moon, Venus, Mars, and rising sign. No single placement determines whether a relationship will thrive. Understanding these layers just gives you more insight, more empathy, and a better sense of why you click with some people and clash with others. If you found this helpful, a great next step is learning about your moon sign specifically, since it plays such a huge role in emotional compatibility. We have a video breaking that down in a simple, beginner-friendly way, so check that out next. I'd love to know what your sun sign is, and if you know it, your rising sign too. Drop them in the comments. If this video helped make astrology feel a little clearer, give it a like, subscribe to My Daily Horoscope for more videos like this, and visit mydailyhoroscope.org to explore your chart even further. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.